Hey everybody, and welcome to episode number 4 of Condish Sound Checks.
4.
Odyssey and Ozzy. Today we are talking about Ozzmosis and Down to Earth.
Yes. This is after the No More Tours. This is after his first retirement.
Yeah, and he was all like, man, this sucks. I want to do shows again. And so he did an album, did a tour.
That's the time when Ozzmosis started. And Ozzfest.
Yeah. Well, wasn't Ozzfest originally supposed to be like kind of like his way of like being able to do shows while still being retired initially, like kind of help other bands out.
Yeah. Now
and then like he's just like, well, fuck it, now I want to do it.
Yeah.
Again.
So let's do this start on Ozzmosis. Ozzmosis came out October 23rd, 1995. Producer was Michael Bainhorn.
Bainhorn.
The lineup was Zakk Wylde, Black Sabbath's Geezer Butler.
That's the only Ozzy solo studio record to feature a member of Black Sabbath.
Yes, and also, let's not forget, this is also the first ever appearance on an album for Ozzy for Dean Castronovo.
Dean Castronovo, the Mr. One and Done. He only did this album.
I thought it was Randy Castillo the whole time, because I think he's in the music video, unless I thought it was Randy Castillo with short hair. Maybe it was this guy.
Maybe.
Keyboards is Rick Wakeman.
And
this album, I think we both are in agreement, this is our least favorite album.
Yeah, spoiler alert for our rankings, this is the worst Ozzy album.
Yes.
If I think I told you when I was listening to it, I was like, if they made an EP of like some of the songs, this would have been fine. I think this was definitely a time where Ozzy, I think he wanted to like evolve with the times, kind of like, I think he was trying to do what was going on at the time, and
what was going on at the time?
A whole lot of nothing, apparently.
just like what are you talking about?
Nothing good. But I think that's what he was trying to do. I think he wanted to be more modernized. I think that's what the intent. But what we're left with is just a very just dragging, dull, at times even boring album, which is very unfitting of Ozzy.
I'm gonna say Ghost Behind My Eyes, See you on the Other Side, Tomorrow, Denial. They're all the same song. Tone, how it starts, the guitar tone is weird in this. The guitar solos have this weird kind of church choir gospel sound. You can mostly hear the I Just Want You, but after Perry Mason, it kind of like these guitar solos get weird, and then we get into like My Little Man, and then you get into
and that's the one thing about this album. Like you hit the nail on the head. A lot of sameness. Because if you listen to an Ozzy record before this, like maybe 2 songs would sound similar, maybe, but for the most part, they all sound like different songs. These, I had to go back and check as I was listening to it to make sure I got the right song.
I thought Tomorrow and Denial were the same song. But let's just go to our normal format. What is your favorite song on the album? I think we have the same favorite song.
You'd probably be wrong.
Mine's Perry Mason.
My favorite is Old L.A. Tonight.
It's not bad. I'll say this about the album. Perry Mason starts the album great.
Yeah.
But then at the end, like when you get to Jekyll Doesn't Hide, the last 3 songs are actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
They're actually good.
Actually, I like My Jekyll Doesn't Hide.
That's what I'm saying.
I think it's a good song,
That's what I'm saying. Listen, from there on, it's better.
Yeah, it's almost like a sandwich with some pretty sweet bread, but with nasty meat.
Or it's like an ice cream sandwich where the cookie's great, but the ice cream's all melted and disgusting.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess I can see
okay, so.
But yeah, my favorite's Old L.A. Tonight. I just like the vibe of it. It's one of the more unique songs on the album. I think that's why I liked it so much. It stood out a little more than some of the other songs.
I just like with Perry Mason because it's their best song on the album.
Yeah.
It's stronger. It has every instrument. It has a format to it. You have the bass in the end. You have the drums. The guitar sounds great. The song is an interesting topic. The music is awesome too.
Yeah.
But it's a good way to start it out, and then wasn't that see on this note? I just want you. That's fine too.
Yeah, my thing is like he had something good with Perry Mason. Why couldn't he just write all the songs? Like, because we were talking about the sameness. If they were gonna all sound the same, why not make them all sound like Perry Mason? We would have been fine. We would have had a fine album.
Okay, now this is the tough question. What is the least?
Not for me. Thunder Underground is the worst song on this album. This song is so annoying. It is so long. It is so irritating. You don't give a fuck about this song. Like half a minute in, you're already wanting to hit that skip button. But unfortunately, because I am a broadcast journalist, I can't skip it. I have to finish it.
And it has an awful riff.
It has an awful riff. The thing is, the song would have been fine if it was played fast. This is what I think this was a song that was supposed to be fast, and then somebody, I don't even think Ozzy, I think someone was like, nah, Oz, you got too many of the faster songs, we gotta slow this one down. And like,
Michael Beanhorn?
The vocal effects are really bad, just everything about this song is awful. It's the worst Ozzy song in general ever performed, ever written, ever conceived. This is it. This is the worst song on the worst album. This is a terrible song.
I'm gonna say Denial because it was it's so forgettable. I forgot it was on the album.
No, you know what?
But I'll remember
it being forgettable is why I like it. Because at the very least, I don't have to remember it. But Thunder Underground, you remember it, and you can't get it out of your head. In a bad way. It's not like a good song that just gets stuck in your head. It's like, you're just like, and it's not like the song, you're just trying to figure out what the hell were they thinking?
Okay, underrated song. What's a song, a hidden gem that people don't recognize that...
Mine was a tie between Ghost Behind My Eyes and My Jekyll Doesn't Hide. I list Perry Mason as an honorable mention, but that's as a personal honorable mention because I know a lot of people.
And it's not know hidden.
But I would say My Jekyll Doesn't Hide. Yeah. I like the tone of it. I like what Ozzy's trying to say. You know, I think it was a good song. It was one of the. Now, again, if you put this song on another Ozzy album prior to this, maybe it might be the worst song on that album. Don't know. But considering the album it's on, this one was really good. Also, Ghost Behind My Eyes was a pretty decent ballad. Again, it's just the effects on Ozzy's voice from time to time just take you out of a song. This was an example of them working on this album.
I'm going to surprise everyone on what my underrated song is. I think My Little Man is underrated. I kind of like it.
Yeah, well,
it's not the best Ozzy song, but it's
the heart's in it.
He's trying something different with the instruments. He's trying something different, and it works on here because he's actually trying something different. He has better songwriting with it. It's not like the rest of this album, which is just like the same song. But I think My Little Man I would not put it in my favorite songs of all time. It wouldn't be in my top 20 favorite Ozzy songs. It might not even be my top 30 Ozzy songs. But it's up. It's not bad.
Yeah.
For this album, it's pretty decent. It's a nice break after fucking. We won't cuss on the show, but after
I've said fuck on like pretty much every episode. Of course we cuss on this show.
Like after See You on the Other Side, Tomorrow, and Denial being the same song, My Little Man, you're like, oh
yeah, you're like, oh yeah,
and then it transitions to My Jekyll Doesn't Hide, and you're like, okay, back to the rock. And so that's our thoughts on Ozzmosis. I don't want to talk about this album anymore.
All right, next up was his recovery from this horrible album. This one is Down to Earth.
Came out October 1, 16th, 2001.
I always think this album came out in 1999. I don't know why.
This is a month after 9/11.
Month after 9/11.
Producer was Tim Palmer. And in the lineup was Zakk Wylde on guitar, Robert Trujillo on bass, and drums by Mike Borden from Faith No More.
And this is a good lineup, you know? We're back to a really good lineup.
This is the first lineup I ever listened to. It's the first Ozzy album I actually listened to was live at Budokan.
Nice. Not a bad way to start.
And it's them playing this, so it's great.
Yeah, like no offense to Dean Castronovo or Rick Wakeman or even Geezer, but that was a weak lineup. Yeah. You at least had Geezer, but that was a weak lineup. This is a strong lineup. Having Rob Trujillo in your band is just an upper. Like seriously, like it just raises your stock, doesn't it, Metallica? Fuckers. I'm just kidding.
We'll get to that to another.
But yeah, so this was kind of almost, in my opinion, this was like a return to form for Ozzy. It was like, you know, I felt like he kind of experimented with Ozzmosis. This was Ozzy getting back to basics.
I'm gonna say it. This may be my least favorite Ozzy cover.
Yeah, the album cover. It's not one of his better ones.
Yeah, I just don't understand.
But I'll say this: this is probably the most underrated good Ozzy record that he's ever put out.
Yes.
A lot of people forget, and it's not that they don't like it; they forget about it.
My issue with the album, and this is the only note I wrote, I'm not a fan of the mixing and volume of this album. The guitar has no power. It feels like the instruments are like a mile away when they recorded it.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like... I feel like it was with the vocals and the instruments. I feel like they weren't recorded at the same time.
But you know, this could go back to why Ozzy relieved Zakk Wylde from the band. Like, it could have just been more like him, like more Zack's Black Label Society influence.
I don't know. This is not Black Label Society's influence. This album does not have the influence of the next album we're going to do after this episode.
All right.
It doesn't. I just feel like the mixing's a little... It feels like... You know when your ears pop and you're in an airplane and you have that weird sound?
That's what it sounded like.
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like you're listening to the album with your ears popped. And
Yeah.
that's what it feels like to me. And
I have two notes as well. To the best of my knowledge, best I can remember, this is the first Ozzy studio record to say the word fuck.
Yes.
So it took him... When did Blizzard of Oz come out? 81?
81, yeah.
81.
Or 80.
So like, it took 20 years... Took about 20 years for Ozzy to finally say fuck in a studio song. So kudos to you, Ozzy, for that. And also,
He's also the first. Is this the first album where he's openly saying, "I'm the Prince of Darkness"?
it might be,
because his albums are never. You know how he's this moniker of the Prince of Darkness, Satan, stuff like that. He never talks about it ever.
Yeah. Well,
it's
to
the
be
first
fair, when he
time-
says it, he says, "I'm not the Prince of Darkness."
No, he's not the Antichrist. Stuff like that. Like it was the first time he's ever openly said he this whole idea of it and stuff. This is when Marilyn Manson was getting his a lot of traction.
Yeah.
This is where all the shock rock, the term shock rock.
Yeah,
was
and
huge.
Ozzy. The thing is, Ozzy was never like that. It was just kind of like the perception.
Yeah.
The other note I have here is the songs "You Don't" or "You Know" and "Junkie." Really, as I was listening to it, I really feel like they were supposed to be one whole song, and it just didn't work out that way for the record. Kind of like Revelation, Mother Earth, and Seal Away the Night 20 years prior on Blizzard. So who knows? Maybe that was something that was planned, or total coincidence.
Okay, and the
but
best-
I gotta say, I feel that.
Favorite song? I'm gonna say it. Part 1. The instrument. That's not running count. That's not a song. It's a tie. I'm gonna have to break the rules here. It's a tie. Breaking all the rules. Okay.
That's not how it goes.
I know. I couldn't think of it. We're on a different album. Dreamer.
Yeah, all right.
And That I Never Had.
All right, not a bad.
Dreamer is probably Ozzy's best ballad. Period.
It is the best. It is the best ballad
Period.
he's ever done. Dreamer is my favorite song too. You know me. I love the Ozzy ballads.
Yes.
If I had to go any honorable mentions for good songs, Facing Hell is really good. No Easy Way Out is really good. And Running Out of Time I really liked as well.
Those are, I'm going to spoiler, my underrated songs are Facing Hell and Running Out of Time.
They're great songs.
Running Out of Time is so good.
Yeah. Like I said,
Facing Hell has that good, that hit kick to it.
That's why I feel so bad. And I think it's because Ozzmosis was so poorly received that a lot of people probably didn't give this one a try. And I really wish they had.
Yeah,
because it's worth it.
That I Never Had is a cool guitar riff. And
that's
it's got a good Ozzy rhythm to it. It's got everything works, and the outro solo is great. This whole song is great, especially when you hear it live from Budokan.
Yeah.
That song is so heavy.
And it goes back to what we were saying about Ozzmosis. Like the tracks on this song, like they all feel like different songs, whereas Ozzmosis, a lot of them felt the same. Again, back, return to form for Ozzy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think these are really good. My least favorite song on this album is Alive.
We're gonna agree on that one.
It's not the worst song ever, but I mean, on a particularly a surprisingly strong album, to me, Alive is just the weakest song. Like, it's just weak.
I'm honestly, After running out of time, Black Illusion, Alive, Can You Hear Them, and No Place for Angels, they're just okay.
Yeah.
The last half of this album is not... The last quarter of this album isn't good.
It's almost like if you took the half of the good songs from Ozzmosis, combine it with the first half of this album, you'd have a pretty decent record, I think.
Like, you could have... I'm not going to count, part 1, but you could have... That's 7 songs right there. The first 7 songs are great. Even if you threw freaking Black Illusion, you have 8 songs, you're done.
Yeah.
But this is back then, like, the compact disc came out, so you had
compact. So you said compact discs.
Compact discs came out, so now everyone has to have more tracks.
Yeah.
Now, we could do more, even though now I feel like record people they want to do less tracks now.
Yeah.
With vinyl. But now you have CDs. Now you have to have more songs, more songs, more songs, and more songs does not help this album.
Yeah. Yeah, if you would have stopped it at Black Illusion,
yeah,
you would have been fine.
Mine was Alive. My underrated track, of course, was Facing Hell. Running Out of Time was your underrated track.
Yeah. Now, here comes the interesting part. The ranking. Before we go any further, I want to say something. I know when we did Bark at the Moon and Ultimate Sin and all that, I flipped them. Or, I had them, I believe I had Bark at the Moon over Ultimate Sin. That was a mistake. I have since meditated upon it.
Yeah.
And I think Ultimate Sin is better than Bark at the Moon. So if anybody looks at my list, like they skip ahead to the end of the list, like, what the hell? Come back to this part of the video and you'll know it was a mistake on my part. I felt it at the time, but then I re-listened, thought about it, and so I think Ultimate Sin is better than Bark at the Moon. But here goes my ranking. So, number 1, No More Tears, Ozzy's best. Number 2, Diary of a Madman. Number 3, Blizzard of Oz. Number 4, No Rest for the Wicked. Number 5, The Ultimate Sin. Number 6, Down to Earth. Number 7, Bark at the Moon. And number 8, Ozzmosis. That is my ranking.
We have a similar ranking. My number 1, Blizzard of Oz. My number 2, No More Tears. My number 3, Diary of a Madman. Number 4, No Rest for the Wicked. Number 5, Down to Earth. Number 6, Ultimate Sin. Number 7, Bark at the Moon. And of course, number 8, Ozzmosis.
Alright, so there are some similarities and differences.
Yeah.
But what's more important is what you think, because Lord knows you're going to tell us in that comment section.
Yeah, please.
Go ahead and please do it. Tell us in the comments. Tell us why we're wrong. Tell us why we're stupid. Tell us why we don't know what we're talking about. Let us know down below. And you know what? Subscribe. Subscribe to Condish Productions and hit the bell so you know when a new video is up, so you know, hey, those jackasses put up a new video. Time for me to school them on music. Yes. And the thing is, we won't get mad. We're good sports. And next week we look forward to your criticism. And next week, since we were supposed to do an episode last week, but time constraints, stuff like that. Yeah. So we're doing another episode next week. We're not doing bi-weekly this month. We're going to do this week and next week. Next week is our last official Ozzy album discography episode. Yes. Then we're going to move on to another. I think you and Joe are going to do one. So we're going to move on to another discography after this. Yes. So tune in next time for the Ozzy finale as we discuss Black Rain and Scream. Is it the finale? You'll have to find out. Yep. Till next time, I'm Scott Savage. I'm Swade Wayne. And reminding you that rock and roll never forgets. And neither do we. Yep. See you next time.